Today we are talking about possible crossplay between PC and the console version of Smite. We're also talking about Steam linking in that context because it kind of goes hand in hand, and this is how it's going to happen. Hi-Rez/Titan released an article about Steam linking details and FAQ. Hey guys, the team has been working incredibly hard on a huge project to help streamline Hi-Rez account management and logging into Smite, specifically through Steam, and I'm pumped to share the details with you. Starting on October 11, users playing Smite through Steam will be prompted to link their Hi-Rez account to their Steam account. Linking your account allows us to better integrate with Steam and sets us up for some really cool features we have planned. Eliminating the need to log in via a launcher on Steam. Simplifying account creation for new users playing through Steam. Integrating your Steam friends list into Smite. A new all-in-one linking page. Log in and immediately see what your account is linked to. Steam, Mixer, Twitch, Xbox, PS4, etc. Plus, this news functionality put us in a direction to implement, wait for it, cross-platform play. Fingers crossed. And this is where things really get crazy in my opinion. We're going to talk more about the cross-platform play specifically later in the video and discuss the pros and cons, but I'd already like to hear from you guys if you like this, a cross-platform play between PC and console or not, and what you think about it in general. We're gonna also go through the article first, but one thing that is not mentioned here is that your name, your Steam name will not be your new Smite name. Instead, you'll be able to keep the name that you already have, so that may be a relief for some. Here are the details on when this is going down. Pre-linking phase October 8 to November 4th. Players playing via Steam will be prompted to link their Steam and Hi-Rez accounts upon logging in. We strongly encourage players to link during this time, but it will not be mandatory. Full Steam link integration November 5th. Players playing via Steam will be prompted to link their Steam and Hi-Rez accounts upon logging in. Linking is mandatory, and failure to complete the process correctly could lead to account issues. So we'll have to do it sooner or later. Now, I know you've got some questions. Check out this Steam linking FAQ below for more details. I don't play Smite through Steam. Do I have to do anything? Nope. Players that use the Smite standalone launcher do not need to link their Steam and Hi-Rez account. This is actually interesting because there was talk about that early on, which sounded like we will need to do that, and I'm not quite sure how it's going to work when crossplay is going to become a thing. I'm personally playing through the standalone launcher because it had less issues for a while, so really not sure what's going to be the plan for that in the future if you don't have to link it. Can I link my Steam account to multiple Hi-Rez accounts? No, only one Hi-Rez account can be linked to a Steam account. Do I have to link my Steam account to a Hi-Rez account? Ultimately, yes. Starting November 5th, all players playing through Steam will need to link their Hi-Rez and Steam accounts in order to continue playing. I have multiple accounts. How do I use them while playing through Steam? You will need to link your other Hi-Rez accounts to new Steam accounts, which is absolutely terrible, to continue using them through Steam. Alternatively, players can download the standalone Smite launcher to log in secondary accounts, which is not that horrible then. Oh no, I linked the wrong Hi-Rez account to my Steam account. What do I do? If you have linked an undesired Hi-Rez account to your Steam account or vice versa, please file a support ticket here and one of our account management specialists will be happy to assist you. Cross-platform play. When, where, how? Tell me all the things. The team is excited for this step towards cross-platform play. There's still a ton of work to do and lots of hurdles that need to be worked through, but we'll share more details as soon as we have more information. Now, there's a lot of info to take in. The interesting thing for me is that linking Steam is not necessary for those who use the standalone client, and I understood it that way that that was gonna be the case sooner or later, because that way you can actually see how many players are actually actively playing the game, so we won't have those stats in this foreseeable future at least, unless the linking is going to be mandatory later. But then the question is what happens to Smurfs, because I don't think people want to make separate Steam accounts just for the Smurfs. Steam is very much designed in a way where they want you to play everything on one account. But the bigger deal, obviously, is the crossplay. And I honestly am skeptical about that. In the end, it obviously comes down to how exactly it is implemented though. For example, crossplay could be something that, at least for PC players, only gets activated when they queue with a friend from console, which I think used to be the case in Fortnite in the beginning. So you're not forced onto console unless you're in a party with a console player and then the consoles would play cross-play among each other. Or there could be an option where casual queues are cross-play, but ranked queues or solo queues are reserved to just that one platform, which is still the case for Fortnite, by the way. And obviously, I'm talking about Fortnite here because Fortnite was basically the first big game that was able to enable crossplay between PS4 and Xbox on a larger scale. So this all kind of is a little based on them. And what I am not so sure about in that context is what happens to quite a few things. Let's first talk about the positive aspects. Obviously, if you put all the queues together, and if we actually, assuming everyone is put together, have all these players in one queue, then queues will be a lot shorter because there are a lot more players overall in that queue. The higher player pool would technically also result in better matchmaking, but that can be argued because both PC and console have built their elos on their platform for ages, and the elos may not exactly correspond one-to-one. So an elo on, for example, PS4 may not be the same as on Xbox, and that may not be the same as on PC, because depending on the overall skill on that platform and the overall experience on that platform, there may be differences in what is considered an average elo. So it may, in the short run, actually make matchmaking worse as well, but at least technically it should make better in the long run. Another big advantage is that you can play with all your friends no matter what platform they are on. And that's gonna be pretty cool, I think. That's gonna be one of the more enjoyable parts of it, even though I gotta say most of the people that I know play on PC. But I guess in a way that would be nice, because a lot of people have been asking me if I could play console with them once or so, and I simply don't have consoles, and this way that would be possible. So a bit of an upside here. But then there are obviously quite a few downsides. The first one being comms and chat. On the PC, a lot of the communication is via chat. Still, you have VGS, but some things still have to be written. On console, you don't have that. Instead, I think there's generally a little bit of a higher tendency to use voice chat. That's already a bit of a clash of interests, I guess, so to speak. And likewise, the roll calling at the moment is also still different, though we have seen some spoilers for PC where the roll calling for PC may be adjusted. But it could still be frustrating because sometimes you'd have to discuss in lobby, and you can't really discuss in lobby when one person can't write or the other one can't talk. So that's a communication issue, and in that same sense, there's also the issue that VGS is not the same on all platforms. You don't have the access to the same comms. At least as far as I'm aware, there are still certain VGS that are not available on console, even though it's been expanded. So that also can be a bit annoying for communication. On top of that, there is the obvious control disadvantage. Now, one could say it's a skill difference between console and PC, blah blah. I don't even want to get into that discussion. At the end of the day, somebody playing on a high level on console is definitely more skilled as a console player than I would be, because I'm terrible with a gamepad. So, you know, it's different kind of skill that is required, and even if there are differences in map awareness and whatnot, it doesn't really matter. But it's just not fair from a standpoint of how quickly a PC player can turn around versus how quickly a console player can turn around. And I feel like that could actually lead to a lot of conflict and bashing, and that's something that no one really wants. Like, you don't want to hear that one guy bashing the other because he's not turning around quickly enough or whatnot. It could also lead to very misleading ranked placements if the placements are transferred over, because, like I said, depending on how the placement between different platforms is, there's a very different story. Smite on Switch will be a very small and casual player base at the start, and putting them against PC players that have a more hardcore approach when it comes to ranked at least would have some very weird impact on ranked. You would, I don't know, either have a lot of the Switch players suddenly all in silver and bronze, or you would have to adjust for that, or I don't know how it's gonna work. Either way, I have the impression that it would complicate quite a few things. I am not opposed to crossplay, and I think it's great, especially for the consoles among each other, but I think it should remain a choice, a direct choice, and not something that we get forced into, and that's gonna make it very complicated overall. We'll see how it turns out and how long it takes to get implemented anyways, but that's something for the future. Other than that, I just wanted to quickly mention that I will be making a lot more Fallout 76 content over the next few days, because I'm really looking forward to the game, but I will make sure to have a Smite video on almost every single day. Sometimes I just won't be able to make 2 videos, but generally the goal is to have a Smite video and then, if possible, a Fallout video on top of that. And with that, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope this was interesting and insightful. If you're new to the channel, feel free to hit the sub button and the bell. It really helps me out. Other than that, see you for the next one tomorrow. Duke Sloth, out.